Urgent Day Bears fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Chicago Bears fans explode in large numbers over prospects visit analysis. The report of a Bears 30 visit for Texas A&M edge rusher Shemar Stewart sent fans scurrying for shelter, but there are some suggesting he'd be solid. When it was reported, Shemar Stewart from Texas A&M would be at Halas Hall for a 30 visit on Monday. The collective groans in social media from Bears fans seemed to echo for minutes. Bears fans may have been even less concerned over the reports one player who was slated for a 30 visit, Texas Isaiah Bond, surrendered to police over a sexual assault charge that he denies. It's been this way throughout the NFL, actually, when they find out their team is looking at Stewart. He might be one of the most unpopular or polarizing players to come into an NFL draft in years because of the combination of his .412 career sack numbers for Texas A&M and his RAS relative athletic score. No defensive lineman has ever had a higher RAS, a number measuring speed, strength, athleticism based on their testing. He had a 10 out of 10 in RAS after a 4.58-second 40, 40-inch vertical leap, and 10-foot 11 broad jump as a 6'5", 34, 267-pound player. He has the workout warrior tag, but the lack of sacks is alarming. The visit report had the mean people working overtime with ways to generate expressions of angst. The best might have been one equating it to a Shea McClellan draft day experience. McClellan was 19th overall in 2012 by Bears GM Phil Emery and left after 712 sacks in 4 seasons. Emery left after 3 drafts. Also alarming for some was his comment at the Combine. "I would say sometimes the stats don't tell the whole story," Stewart said. "It's all about the film. And when you look at the film, you can really see what's going on for the most part." Production is a little overrated. Production overrated? Looking at career sack totals for college isn't always a good measuring stick. Danielle Hunter had exactly the same number of sacks as Stewart in college, but in the NFL he has only had 3 seasons in 9 when he didn't get to double digits for sacks, and 5 times has had 12 or more. Pro Football Focus saw Stewart as particularly active last year with 39 pressures in 315 pass rush snaps, and his ability to stop the run has never been questioned. In fact, it has been outstanding. With the 10th pick in the draft, you hope for more. There is a player like Stewart in the 2nd round with a very high RAS and run-stopping ability, and that's Arkansas edge Landon Jackson. He didn't have a lot of sacks either, but 16 in 4 seasons is at LSU, and Arkansas isn't terrible, and he did make 28 tackles for loss. No one seriously talks about Jackson as a high first-round pick, though. If the Bears drafted Jackson in round 2, they'd probably be matching value to talent. It's different at number 10 in round 1. At this spot in the draft, there would be plenty of worries the Bears had found the new Michael Haynes or Vernon Gholston, impressive players coming out of college who did nothing in the NFL. The Bears took Haynes 14th in round 1, and he was cut prior to their Super Bowl season of 2006. Gholston came to the Jets, highly touted, 6th overall, and never made an NFL sack. There would be worries they had just found the new K'Lavon Chaisson, a 20th overall pick who has 10 sacks in 5 seasons. Or maybe he's the new Clelin Ferrell, a 4th overall pick out of Clemson by the Raiders, who has 17 sacks 6 seasons and 3 seasons later. If they traded back to take him, there still might be concerns. He's the new LJ Collier, an edge taken 29th by Seattle who has had 6 sacks in 6 seasons. For the Wire Sports has an interesting look at all of Stewart's production in college and draws comparisons to past players, but pretty much concludes the same thing about him. He would be fine for a good team to take a chance on late in round 1. However, it's really a total roll of the dice for a team like the Bears to draft him in the top part of round 1. Stewart would be a decent trade-back option in round 1 with a baseline as an end who will be stopping the run provided they traded back far enough. Then again, they could get the same thing in round 2 with Jackson, and hell, even make an occasional sack. It's better to treat the Stewart 30 visit as the Bears doing their due diligence, like former Bears GM Jerry Angelo used to like to say. Anything more is enough to cause an upset stomach and visions of Haynes or Gholston. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest, the monsters of the Midway News to you, it's very important that you leave a like. On this video, thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Bears could put pressure on Cairo Santos after veteran kicker's release. If the Chicago Bears want to encourage Cairo Santos to step up, the perfect veteran to help accomplish that goal just hit the open market Thursday. The Chicago Bears' future is brighter than it has been in a long time now that head coach Ben Johnson is leading the team. The 38-year-old first-year HC's hiring is just one example of the many good off-season decisions the Bears have made, putting them in a good spot to compete next season. Even though the Johnson era is already looking more promising than Matt Eberflus' tenure, there's always room for the Bears to improve. Upgrading the kicker room is one way that Chicago can take another step forward after finishing tied for the 13th worst Pro Football Focus special teams grade 77, 4 in 2024. Fortunately, the perfect target just became available for the Bears, whether they want an upgrade over kicker Cairo Santos or just a name to give him a kick in the pants. Bears can sign Matt Gay to put pressure on Cairo Santos. The Indianapolis Colts announced on Thursday that they have released veteran kicker Matt Gay from his contract. The former Pro Bowl and Super Bowl winning special teamer has played 96 games between the regular season and playoffs across the last 6 years, making him one of the most experienced names available. Gay has been a consistent presence with every team he's joined, having had successful runs with the Colts, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Los Angeles Rams, has connected on 165 off 193 field goal tries 85, 5 and 206 of 214 extra point attempts 96, 3 in his regular season outings while kicking his way to an 85, 7 FG 12 of 14 and 100, 0 XP 15 of 15 in the playoffs. It isn't unfathomable that the Bears might look at Gay's numbers and decide to bring him in as competition for Santos. After all, the 33-year-old Bears kicker is coming off his worst season to date after recording a 91, 8 FG 56 of 61 in the two previous seasons. Santos finished the 2024 campaign with an underwhelming 84, 0 FG 21 off 25, the 10th worst success rate among kickers who made at least 14 appearances. Even if the Bears aren't fully enamored by him, signing Gay would send a message to Santos that his job isn't locked. The presence of another veteran kicker might be exactly what the former Tulane product needs to motivate him to get his career back on track. If not, and he fails to rebound in camp, the Bears can rest easy knowing that they have a former championship-winning replacement on their hands. Besides, Gay might not be the only kicker Chicago has its eyes on. The 2025 NFL draft class also boasts several promising legs, giving the Bears plenty of options if they want to replace Santos with a much younger choice. At the end of the day, Bears fans better buckle up because the team's kicking situation has all the makings to last throughout training camp. And now, Da Bears fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Da Bears. Ilasathe. Be back any moment with more. The Monsters of the Midway News.